Ew, I hate it. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are here with an assumptions video. So I'm going to be baking something. We're going to answer some assumptions and it's going to be juicy. I posted on my Instagram story for you guys to let me know if you have any assumptions about me, about Poppy, about us, about our lives. So let's get started. So I am going to make a classic baked cheesecake. I'm going to make like a white chocolate, maybe raspberries on top. I'm not sure yet. First things first, we're starting with our base. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some almond meal, crushed Mari Arnott's biscuits, any kind of like biscuits. I could make it myself from like flour and sugar, but we're just using crushed up biscuits. Put it in a food processor and add about 125, 150 grams of butter melted, and then just make that like sand. So now that we've made our biscuit base, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the fridge for about an hour. Okay guys, it's been about an hour and I'm gonna get out the biscuit base. It's looking good. It's feeling very firm. This is what it looks like. And now we're gonna start on like the actual baking. So things you're gonna need include cream cheese. I've got 3 of these at room temperature. We're going to whip that with about 2/3 of a cup of caster sugar. And then we're gonna use about 3 eggs, maybe 4, depending on how we're feeling. Just gonna whisk that all together with a little bit of vanilla bean paste. And I'm also gonna melt this white chocolate, put that in there, and then fill this baby up, then bake it. But first things first, we're gonna turn our oven on to about 160 degrees Celsius. Fan forced. So let's start with assumption number 1. Patrons in the strip club have a type. I would say this is probably true for like, maybe like 20% of patrons. Like sometimes you'll have guys be like, oh, I really like redheads, or I really like brunettes. We of course are neither of those things. But a lot of the time they don't say anything. So even if they do have a preference, like they'll still be like, yeah, you know, you came to me, so like, let's go. Like you're good enough kind of thing. Very rarely, but it has happened, people have been like, no, I don't want you. I want someone who is shorter than you, someone who's fatter than you, etc. So people definitely do have like their own preferences, but I don't think that it's a very common thing that they tell us. Okay, second assumption, we are mature for our age. I mean, I feel like it's all relative. I feel like every single question I could answer with, it's all relative. But do I think we're mature? I think that we are mature in that we're sort of maybe a little bit more financially free than other people our age, or, you know, we live alone, we moved out of home very young. So I think we're probably mature in that regard. I think that I'm mature in like the aspect of just like being old and boring. Like I don't really go out and party anymore. I'm more of like a stay at home and sip wine kind of gal. The next assumption, we've got 3 that are really similar. So the first one is that we are very confident. The second one is that we're very confident in our bodies. And the third one is that we are not as confident as we project. I think Poppy and I would both describe ourselves as incredibly confident people. We are very confident. We're confident in what we do. We're confident in who we are. We're confident when we communicate with others, confident in our bodies. I think, you know, I asked Poppy in anticipation for this question, I said, rate yourself confidence from 1 to 10. And she said, I'm a 1, but I'm also a 10. I think that means sometimes she's not very confident, but sometimes she is confident. She gave herself like, I think a 7 overall with regards to like being confident with her body, I think. I'm not always confident with my body. Some days I feel like I'm not very healthy or something like that. But for the most part, I'm very confident. Like it is what it is. Because I'm really struggling to like get this out. Okay, wherever possible, do not buy the cream cheese in a tube, buy it in a tub, where like, take it from me. And now that we have roughly 750 grams of cream cheese, we are going to whip it with our 2/3 cup of sugar and like a good smidge of vanilla. Once again, we are measuring with our heart. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That'll do it. What is the next assumption? This is my favorite one. Y'all are filthy rich. Again, it's all relative. We are very fortunate. We really are. And we do appreciate, you know, how lucky we are. And we're incredibly grateful for, you know, the good money and all of the nice things that we have. However, we're not Jeff Bezos. We still have to work. Now that I'm earning more, all of my expenses are more. For example, I have a fairly expensive car. I have a $90,000 car. My rent is $650 a week. Everything usually, everything sort of increases as the income increases. Not always. I mean, we could of course live more frugally than we do, but you know, it makes us happy to have like nice things, and things that I value are living in a nice house and driving a nice car, and a lot of people think that that's materialistic, but that's what I enjoy. So I think that we are very comfortable. Obviously we have the capacity to make a lot of money. We can go into work any night that we want. We can work as much as we want. We're gonna beat this baby. So I've just given that a little whip, and it should look like this. And do yourself a favor and taste it. It's delicious. I'm gonna add eggs one at a time. I think I'll just do 3, and we'll have a look at the next assumption. Another one was you spend more than you save. Yes, but just slightly. I do save a very good amount of what I make. Poppy, I'm sure she will also say that she is more of a spender than a saver. Do we kiss patrons? Now, we personally don't, but if you do, that's completely fine. At this stage, you're not allowed to with COVID, but a lot of clubs do allow it. But no, at the moment, as far as I'm aware, you are not allowed to kiss patrons because of COVID. You will have 3 to 4 kids one day. Me personally, it's so funny because like up until I was like 22, I like didn't really want to get married. I didn't want kids, just wanted a career. And now I'm sort of like, because I've always loved babies. I love babies. I think they're so cute. I'm like, oh, I would love babies. Like I just want to foster babies. I don't know if I'll personally have babies of my own, but I would love to have like 4 or 5. Just keep them coming, please. Poppy would like 2 kids. So I'm going ahead and adding the white chocolate, and we're just gonna fold that through. So I'm just folding this through, kind of do it quickly because you don't want like the white chocolate to set or anything. And then this is ready to go in our pan. It's harder to be a stripper than we make it look. I don't know if this is correct or not, because Poppy and I make such an effort to give you guys an accurate representation of what we do. Really strive to show you the good, the bad, just like what it's actually like. We show you the nights where we don't make good money. We show you the nights when we get assaulted. We talk about girls being bitchy. We talk about patrons being inappropriate. We also talk about how much we love performing, how much we loved like meeting new people, how much we love, you know, being financially free. But I do think that it is not a job for everybody. I think that it is an incredibly emotionally and physically challenging job, and it's just not for everybody. But I think that if you're thinking about it or considering it, go to a strip club, see if you like the atmosphere, do a trial shift. You literally have nothing to lose. If you don't like it, you don't have to go back. But I do think that you'll regret not trying if you've never tried before. I love this next one. So this next one is that we live off takeaway. Now, if you have watched Poppy on TikTok, you will know that she loves her Uber Eats, particularly like McDonald's. She really has like this thing with like this chicken burger there. And I asked her in preparation for this video, how many times in the last 30 days has she ordered Uber Eats? And she's ordered Uber Eats 20 times in the last month. And I've ordered it 6 times. And 2 of those times we were at the club. So it was like for work, and it was me and her. So I hope that answers your question. She obviously does cook and she can cook, but she's someone who like really values the convenience of takeaway, the taste of takeaway. Me, probably less so. I have like some food intolerances and like that sort of thing. And I also do like really like cooking. So my motivation for sugaring was money. And I think, well, for me anyway, any job that I've ever done, the motivation has been money. Sure, you want to enjoy your job and be contributing to society in a meaningful way and, you know, doing something that isn't mind-numbing. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing with employment is that it provides you the means to financially support yourself and live a comfortable life. So yes, I would agree with that. I looked into not only sugaring, but every kind of job that I've ever done for income. Oh my God. Oh, I feel like the flavor of cheesecake and the flavor of white chocolate are 2 of the most ethereal things. So I wanted to kind of get this flat. So heavy and it's so large. I don't know how I'm gonna finish this myself. We're going in. So we're going into the oven. It is huge and it's looking so good. So I've just got that in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius, fan force. And I'm gonna leave it in there for about an hour, and then I'm gonna turn the oven off, see if it's like cooked in the center. If it's not, I'll like leave it in there for a bit longer, but I'm just gonna continue to, I know it has raw egg in it. I don't care. I'm willing to take that risk. I'm just gonna lick the beaters. And we're gonna answer the final assumption, that it's hard to find a partner in the sex work industry. Now, I personally don't have experience with this because I've had 2 long-term partners in the time that I've been in sex work. Neither is Poppy. She was in a very long-term relationship prior to starting dancing. So I'm not sure that she could really talk on it too much either. However, you know, she might start dating in the future and like find that she has trouble or find that she doesn't have trouble. But from the people that I've spoken to, some of them are like, oh my God, like, yes, I want to date a stripper, and they only want to date a stripper because it's a stripper, not because it's a person who happens to be a stripper. So obviously we're sexualized a whole lot, which can be a problem because it takes away from like the actual person. Like no one wants to be like 100% of the time sexualized and almost like objectified. So I have like heard of people sort of using sex workers in like the form of like dating and relationships, but I've also heard like people being happily married. So I don't think that it's, you know, always an issue, but I would definitely say that it is compared to the average job. I think that people are really jealous, people are really possessive, and people sort of have a misguided interpretation of what sex work is, and that it is actually work and we're not just like spending time with these people because we want to, you know what I mean? I'll check in with you guys in about an hour and we'll have a look at how the cheesecake is doing. Guys, so it's been like 5 minutes and I was like, something doesn't smell right. This is a shit oven and I can cook, I promise. I just made a cheesecake with no recipe. But this oven, I have to show you. So it's super old and gross, and I thought this was fan forced, but it's not. It's a grill function, but you can't see the top. It's sort of like that, how it's worn away. I put it on that one thinking it was fan forced, but that one's actually fan forced, so I just had to change it. And so we have a burnt top. It's not too bad. It's sort of just like, it looks like bruleed, but I tried. Guys, it has been an hour. Here is my burnt cheesecake. I don't know if I'm gonna just cut the top layer off because it is just the top is grilled. Inside is cooked like really nicely, and it smells good. So I think I might just peel off the top skin if it tastes a bit burnt, but that's the go. Okay, so here is the finished product. Again, incredibly ugly, but I know that it will taste good. So I'm just gonna fuck around with some berries and make it look cute. This is the final product. I'm so excited to eat this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you do attempt to make a cheesecake, please be sure to check the function of your oven. If you do like videos like this, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.